Very sensitive.
Yeah. There we go. Madge, over to you.
Me, over to you. On the head.
Drink at this point.
Thank you. Yeah.
You just don't hold back. What would you like to
Take a breath.
now?
Hell no.
Brown. Cow. I'm not. Welcome back to Taxi Talk. I'm David Hunter, and joining me today here at the Penthouse Suite for the second time we have Lee Roberts from Nuneaton. We have Majid Hassan, Mr. Budgie Head from Birmingham, and joining us for the first time here we have Ashley Butcher.
Hello there. How are you doing?
My old business partner. We started a taxi company together many years back in about 2002. So we're here to chew the fat, to talk things taxi, and to have a bit of a laugh and a bit of a drink. Cheers. And thanks for joining us, and I hope you stick around for the next 30 minutes or so as we talk absolute bollocks. So again. So let's start. So what I wanted to talk about now, last time you guys were here, we discussed Uber and the trade in general. Yeah. Now we want to talk about how operators like Take Me and others are fighting back against Uber. So one of the key tools in our pockets
is alcohol.
I'm just testing the crew's editing ability there. So one of the key things I wanted to talk to you about, Ashley.
Yo.
Nice shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
I don't know whether you can get that, but Ash, unfortunately, he's deformed. He's got lots of nipples, lots of little power points there that you can press. And
very sensitive.
Yeah. Anyway, we wanted to talk about your knowledge in marketing. You're a marketeer. Social media is one of the things that local companies are using to get their message across about how they interact in the community, which Uber and the likes don't, how we are part of the community. In your experience, what does social media do? What part does it play in that?
Yeah, interesting. I mean, social media nowadays has got various different accolades and strengths, and goes out to different marketplaces. So we've always found that each area and each part of it attracts different customers. We're helping each other out and doing competitions, showing what we do out there online. You know, doing stuff for charity. We do a lot for charity, which is great.
You don't like to talk about it, though.
Not half. No. Yeah. We use organisations and companies to help out what we do. We go out there and see them ourselves and help out. So it's brilliant. Yeah, love it.
Excellent. So you're quite a character. And you've been involved in a few TikTok videos, obviously aimed at. So I don't know where we cut to it.
With the big teeth.
So we have a very quick clip here now as Ash dressed as a bunny. Mate, were they your real teeth?
Yeah, they were.
And then...
Are they your real teeth?
No.
Turkey teeth.
Yeah. But and also very recently we challenged you to eat, was it 5 pucker pies, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, you see...
So you just pass me that, Lee. So
as many as we could eat in a
so
space of 3 minutes.
So here we are. We are going to challenge you now, because what we do is a lot of cross promotion. So obviously our brand, in conjunction with another brand, obviously gives you a wider audience. So we took these pucker pies and gave them to Ashley here.
Yeah. Very tasty.
And you had to eat 5. How did you think you got on with that?
I think I did about 4.5 to 4 3/4, 5 at a push. But yeah, it went swimmingly everywhere.
Everywhere.
We were eating them. Yes, yeah. It was going. Even the driver got covered in some of the pies.
Yeah, and I think we've got a 10-second clip of that coming up now. So I think it's coming from up there somewhere.
Yeah, they were very nice. Very tasty.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. We got to Leicester City Football Club and Yeah, the taxi wasn't in the same condition, and neither were the passengers, to be truthful. But yeah, we did it. It was all for a good cause.
So, going to social media is the double-edged sword, isn't it? I mean, sometimes it can go very well, sometimes it can go very badly.
Yes.
Do you find, Lee, that the biggest thing on social media is you're competing with more local firms, your biggest rival locally than Uber? And do you sometimes think there's kind of pettiness going on there where you think, actually, these guys should be all working as one together with that enemy in sight, not with each other?
That's definitely a big problem with social media. We you end up focusing on the wrong thing, because really we're all in this together. I think last episode you mentioned about trying to get the Leicester companies together, and you were trying to bring yourselves together as a team to combat against Uber, and it didn't work because everyone's just out for themselves. And I think that's definitely improved in recent years, but it's still there, and I think social media is where it really shows itself.
You often find that even on your own reviews, you get like an ex-disgruntled driver write something derogatory there, or a rival. You can tell it's coming because the knowledge is too great that a normal customer wouldn't know these things.
Sometimes you go through a review, and obviously you like to try and spend your time to go back through the bookings and see what's gone wrong. And sometimes you just know this review's not a booking. It's not. It's nothing to do with it. And like you say, you go back and it's either a rival or an old driver, and you're sort of fighting against nothing, really.
Yeah. And Madge, how important do you think reviews are on Google? I mean, do you look at if you're in a hurry to book a cab, would you take your time to read the 35 different reviews and the 1-star reviews, or are they important, the reviews?
If I was in a rush, probably not. But once I've used the service, I do tend to go back, depending on what kind of service I've had. I always try to leave reviews. Leaving reviews is a big thing, especially we hear a lot of negativity, but we don't hear enough positivity out there.
Yeah. What did he say? It's a Birmingham accent.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Hotly
5 stars.
Yeah. So I think Madge said something about reviews and that it doesn't really affect things.
Yeah, well, it does affect things. I mean, as an example, I've been looking for something to purchase very short for my birthday. And
what's that, Ash?
A chainsaw.
Oh, yeah. How is marriage life?
I've not seen her for many, many months.
Yeah, it's still on the patio.
And she said the reviews of it, and I didn't look, said the reviews of it are no good. So we've gone elsewhere, look elsewhere. So it does make a difference.
You do?
Yeah, you do.
Yes.
But you're probably the sort of guy that reads the instruction manual as well, aren't you?
No.
So reviews to you are important.
Yes.
Yeah, it depends whether you're an attention to detail sort of person. So perhaps if I was booking an airport cab, I probably would, because I want to know that they're going to be reliable. And this is where I wouldn't use Uber or Bolt, because they're very much designed to be on demand and they cancel, but I would use a local operator.
You can contact them as well. That's the beauty of using local operators compared to the Uber. You can't just get on the phone to Uber, can you? But all the taxi operators within the Take Me group, you can contact any one of them at any time. You know, even to speak to the call centre. So it's nice to have that personal contact with people, and you can speak to people as well.
I'm always sceptical about the reviews though, because like you notice with these smaller companies, they have like 100% 5 stars, don't they? Because they know they've got all family members to write the reviews, whereas a larger firm that is busier, naturally it's a numbers game, isn't it? So they're going to get worse reviews because they're busier. Sometimes they're racking and stacking bookings just to get those bookings out there, and so they're going to attract more negative reviews.
And ultimately, negative experiences, normally you push out to go and let everyone know you've had a negative experience, whereas a positive experience has just gone smoothly and you don't need to shout about it.
But you know what? If somebody has had a negative experience, what I always advise, try to encourage them to tell you about it, because if they tell you about it, you've got a second chance at putting it right.
Yes.
If they don't mention it or don't report it to you, they're telling everyone else and you're unaware of it. So I think it's always best to encourage any kind of feedback.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm on numerous WhatsApp groups throughout the UK, and seeing a lot of these drivers.
Is that for your dogging?
No, yes, and that one as well. Yes, woof. And moaning about Uber all the time, saying the rubbish and not paying this, and it's like just moan. It's just negative all the time. So. It works in our favour, actually.
It's funny, isn't it, though, talking about those driver groups with Uber drivers, because I'm in a few as well. they're always like, we're going on strike, we're doing this. And you think,
Why?
it's like the Jedi mind trick. They're kind of hooked on it, even though they know it's bad, even though they know it's affecting their pocket.
Platform and work for a local company.
That's right, yeah.
But if you put it in that, they go, oh no, they're corrupt. Because they think operators are corrupt, because they're basing it on the old days when Doris was on the phone and Doris had a son was working for her, or the driver would bring a fish and chips in on a Friday night shift, so she'd naturally feed him. I mean, it was like, I used to call it like pimps and prostitutes, we're the pimps, they're the prostitutes, and if they looked after us, we'd look after them. Whereas obviously now in the world of automation and GPS, the pimps and the prostitutes scenario is not there anymore. But a lot of drivers think, well, especially with Asian firms, Madge and Lee, I tend to see that they think, well, that's owned by that family, so therefore they're going to look after family members first. Yeah. Whereas with an algorithm, there is no one behind the curtain, is there, that they can sort of blame for a bad job or so on.
And it's something you said earlier on, Lee, as well, which on about working together with all the local companies. When we first started our old company, ADT, many years ago, we were at a meeting at the council with all the drivers in the area and all the company owners, and at the time there was quite a few around here, and they were having a go at us, and I just said to them, I sat down all around this table with the councillors, and I said, look, we're here to help each other, let's work together, because I can make you more money overnight, and you can help us. Work together. We're not competitors. We just want to work, and think about it, because you can grow very, very quickly and help each other. But at the time, one of the councillors said to me afterwards, he said, "You hit the nail on the head there." He said, "But they won't do it because
there's no unity.
There's no." Exactly, which is such a shame, and we've always been trying to work that way over the years as the company grows and grows up the mushrooms.
Mushrooms,
it does. So, and it's nice to see it how it is now, because we get that way, and you can see the unity, and you can see how it helps the general public for the work.
Yeah, talking about councils, Ash, I worked with you with ADT, as you've mentioned, for many years. You were the guy that was licensing the cars and the plates and getting driver's license. You had a few run-ins with the council over the years, didn't you?
Yeah.
What was your worst one? Can you remember any particular bad? Because we're talking that, and last time we met, about how councils vary around the country.
To be truthful, there was a certain staff member at one council at the time. I'm not going to say which one, but
Charnwood
doing things behind
initials.
We are in Loughborough, might be a clue.
Doing things behind customers' backs and taking backhanders, which we found out, and then
a council taking backhanders?
Yes,
it's not like them.
Yeah.
Was it one of your brothers?
He's one of my relatives. We have that in Birmingham. I've got quite a few relatives that take backhanders.
Yeah.
So you were always up against this, and as much as you want to try and do it, even today, I was on the phone last week to one of the council guys at Wolverhampton for like half an hour, one of the top guys, and he was asking me about this and that and the new things that are happening. And I said, it's not good what's happening. And I sent him details I said, look, you're doing things illegally here if you're not careful, because what the customers are doing behind, what the drivers are doing behind it is doing this and that and doing things they shouldn't be doing. Jobs are going out, being subbed out to other drivers. I'm like, well, they're not insured. That's like, that contract itself.
I feel you need a drink at this point.
Thank you. Yeah.
You just don't hold back. What would you like to
take a breather?
What would you like to do to them? Just don't hold back.
Well, next week I'm going to get a new chainsaw. I'm going to get some gaffer tape, an orange, and I'm going to have some fun.
Where will you insert the orange?
Anyway, sorry, I'll get my coat.
Yeah, and that's why he failed his latest DBS check.
Yeah, again. Yes. But, yes.
So you didn't like the council. Clearly, you didn't like the council.
One of them especially, because they really used to miff me off. So I just had to take it into my own hands and get the chainsaw out. The old chainsaw, that is. That's why it doesn't work anymore. It's all.
Madge, he almost looks professional, doesn't he?
Look, yes.
What can I say? Yeah, I am a professional. I helped him.
You weren't helping us, were you?
Nice. Were you taking backhanders?
Well, he won't be doing that anymore, will he? Yeah. Can I have my glasses? There we go. Madge, over to you.
Lee, over to you.
On the head.
On the head, sir.
It's the same head as yours.
You almost look like twins.
Yeah.
So moving ahead to the future then.
Moving ahead.
Moving ahead. See what we did there. We're giving you a head start. Oh dear.
Heads
And
up.
good head. No. Anyway, moving to the future. EVs. So everyone is pushing EVs at the moment, and it's all about the environment, ESG, and we have to tick boxes for diversity, and even in our trade, EVs. Where do we think EVs are at the moment, Lee?
I don't think the infrastructure's there yet for it to work as a mass change. We've had a few drivers that have switched to EVs and then they're not happy. They've switched back. They've had a few where they've had a job, say, to Heathrow, and then they've had to sit and charge the car.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's just
stress.
wasted time.
And also, how does it work if the driver, I don't know, might be living on a terraced house in the park? How do you charge your car at night?
Exactly that, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just not practical at the moment
Yeah.
at all. I think it will come. I think we have to be prepared for it because it's the way it's going. But it's not ready at the moment.
Madge, what's your feeling on electric vehicles?
So in Birmingham, there's a lot of terraced houses. Parking is terrible. So
What's he saying?
definitely not. There's no asane road par parking ko nahi.
Hey?
तो तो गड्डियां चार्ज ना करी.
Go on, Darry.
You get it?
Hey, get it.
Okay.
Hey, that's Boston, that is. Boston.
Boston.
What's your like? Yeah. So he
I'm
says
gonna
something.
start speaking Punjabi now.
Yeah, go on. We'll understand that better.
जी क्या बने हो?
Can we have some subtitles for Go on, go on, try it. Go on, come on. It will be printed below the screen.
कोई नहीं चाहिए.
What he said. He likes your mother very much. Your mother is beautiful.
You've been Pakistan a few times.
Yes.
So what have you learned?
It's a lovely country. Nice people.
The language. Can you speak it at all?
Go on, Darry.
जी?
Da da.
हाँ ठीक है तू say bye.
Yeah.
Gabby dabby dabby dab.
Massive good honour.
Ah.
तू learn ले.
Body.
बुद्धि.
The future of Britain, my friends.
Thank you.
Salam.
Well,
Somalia.
yeah. If anyone answers on a postcard, please, and send them in. Thank you very much for your views on.
Shukriya.
Salam.
Okay,
Shukriya.
salam.
Salam.
So moving on. So EVs at the moment, we don't think the infrastructure's there. Plus the range isn't there.
No.
But I think we are just at that cornerstone where in a year or two, some of the ranges I'm seeing are going up to 400, 450.
Yeah.
But even then, on a cold day, that could be reduced down by 40% or something, can't it? So
Exactly. I know in America they're looking at having a lane that charges like wireless charging.
Yeah,
Which
really.
that would make sense.
Yeah.
And I think that would drastically change things.
And some of these new vehicles coming into the market from China, they've got good ranges apparently as well. My neighbour just ordered a new B1D.
The problem is, Ash, when we started this and when we all started, the price you go out and the average driver would go out and buy a decent second-hand car for maybe 10 grand, 8 grand, and they'd run it for 4 or 5 years if they were lucky, 300,000 miles. The problem is the cost of these things now.
Yes.
We've seen it after COVID, haven't we? The cost of cars has shot up, quicker than wages are going, and the cost of insurance. You deal with drivers day in, day out. What are the challenges facing drivers in terms of cost and making a living now?
They're really struggling, like you say, everything's gone up. Now, the people that are going for hybrids are quite a lot. Mm-hmm. They're a bit more economical than your
Electric.
a full electric.
Electric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get subtitles on Match for the audience.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, Madge, here's a challenge for you. Can you do a different accent? Go on.
I genuinely can't. I can't do any accent.
Go on. How now, brown cow? How now, brown cow? I'm not talking. How the water in Majorca doesn't taste like it ought to. The water in Majorca doesn't taste like what it ought to.
I'll say a bit slower.
The water
The water
in Majorca
in Majorca
doesn't
taste
like what it ought to.
Like what you ought to. Is that right?
Yeah.
See,
It's cured. Brilliant.
You're on a roll.
I'm on a roll.
So what was you saying about electric vehicles?
Now, what are you saying about drivers?
You put me off.
Lee, what do you think the drivers cost them? Because they're basically running it as a small business, aren't they?
Essentially.
The thing is, with drivers, they'll go, I earned £2,000 this week, £1,000, but they forget things like maintenance, insurance, because a lot of them do live on a hand-to-mouth basis, a daily basis, and forget the overheads.
And it is getting out of control. The insurance especially, I think some drivers now are paying like £70 a week, which before you started then costs a massive. Like you say, once you got cost of a car, some of them are renting cars. You've got
£300 a week.
Yeah, exactly.
But everything's increased, isn't it? Tyres,
The badging, the licence.
emissions.
And obviously now, I mean, we can be candid on this because it's just us here. But, you know, in the old days, there was a lot of cash, wasn't there? Whereas now, drivers have to be tax efficient as well.
Yes.
Because everything's digital.
Yeah.
So a lot of them don't make that calculation, do they?
No, they don't. And then when the end of the year comes and you've got to pay your tax bill, then you've got nothing left. It's difficult.
It's soul destroying, isn't it? Because a lot used to run it as a second job, didn't they? They'd work, I don't know, in a restaurant or something, and use this as a cash.
And I think that's something that's we've got to prepare for. We've had lots of drivers leave to go to like Uber Eats, for example, or Deliveroo, because they don't need the same insurances, they don't need to get the badge, they don't need to get the vehicle licence, and it's
but do you think there'll come a time when these drivers are in for a shock? Because obviously on those platforms, the larger platform, HMRC, will look at those and go, well, just give us a CSV with all your drivers on, with what they earned, and then they can instantly, from your national insurance number, compare it to the tax that you've claimed. And obviously they'll have a little algorithm that runs there. If you've claimed less or more, then it's going to flag you up, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So that's the danger. I think there'll come a point where some of these drivers come unstuck with that, which is, again, it puts a drain on recruitment, doesn't it? Because
it does, and also this industry's needed.
Yeah,
and it is. It's not good for the industry, really.
It's like, you know, we've always said about the councils. You know, we've always fought against trying to get the local the councils to do everything on one level, but because each council in each area does things so differently to the next one, and it makes it so difficult. You know, if you knew what to do, then everyone's got the same playing field.
We were
to
talking
work
about that last episode, that like, there should be some sort of national guidelines.
Yeah, there should be. Yes.
Yeah. The problem is we're living in the 21st century with all the technology but the council and the infrastructure and the legislation is a century old. It feels like a century old.
Yeah, it is.
So
it's a shame.
But we do have some good representation in the industry, which we know are fighting our cause, but that's still the problem. And our sense of it is that the trade isn't entirely united, is it? We're on WhatsApp groups where they're bickering, aren't they?
But it's going in the right direction.
Absolutely.
It definitely is.
Take a bit of time, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll do. Yes, yeah. Has Spider-Man got a hard on?
No, it's just
Excited to
it's just you, Ash. That's wishful thinking.
Sorry.
Anyway, one of the things we like to do on this towards the end of the show is do true or false.
Yeah.
So we, when you were last here, we discussed funny stories from when you were driving or from drivers. Madge, you and I are going to judge this. We're going to ask these two for a funny story. Then at the end, you and I will decide whether it's true or false, okay?
Okay.
And just to aid with this, and to please the editing team here, here's a funny caption and some silly music to bring us into this piece. Okay, Ash.
Start with that.
Cheers, Dan.
They're really pleased about that, aren't they? We've got to do some work. We've got to come up with some titles now. Yeah.
I can remember many years ago when on the old company that somebody took a taxi into Leicester from Loughborough, and believe it or not, they actually left their baby in the taxi. The taxi pulled off, and the baby was in the footwell of the taxi.
How old was the baby?
About 14.
14. Okay, so
14 months, sorry.
14 months.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And the taxi driver heard him crying and then stopped, and then all of a sudden they took the pushchair out as well. You know, how can you forget that? Wow.
So there's a story that Ashley's just told. Madge, to you first, true or false?
Knowing Ash, I'd have to go with a fault on this one.
Yeah, I think baby in the football. It's possible, isn't it? If
It's possible.
Possible. I would say true. Ash?
What do you think, Lee?
I think true.
Correct, it's true.
That's one to me.
I still have faith in the act.
Yeah, well done.
Masala.
Chicken masala. Lee?
I think for me, we had a driver that used to work for us, and as mobile phones were becoming more of a thing, his daughter brought him a phone for his birthday. So basically, he was out working. He had his phone on his armrest of the car, and he's dropped the passenger off at the train station. And as she's getting out, he's gone, "Excuse me, you forgot your phone," and passed the phone to her. And she's just gone, "Oh, thank you," and gone and got on the train. And as he drove off, he realised that it was his birthday present. And he just handed it over.
Anything's possible.
I've actually heard you tell me that story before, so I actually think that's true.
Same here, I've heard it about 2-3 times.
Yeah, that's his party piece, isn't it? Yeah. That's how he...
another one that you...
Did he ever get his phone back?
Is it true? It's true, yeah?
It's true, yeah. Did he ever get his phone back?
No, he didn't.
eBay.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us from wherever you're viewing this. We do appreciate your time. We know there's so much choice to watch these days on streaming services. We thank you, and we're very humbled that you've joined us for hopefully a bit of light entertainment, a bit of education on language. You've learned to speak Brummie today. You've seen heads chopped off. Crikey. I mean, it's so much to give on this podcast, and we just keep giving. But hopefully you got something out of it, and we'll see you on the next one.
And if there's anything that we could get back from you guys...
Shut up! Like and subscribe!